But let's just get into the news that everybody's been talking about, which is CM Punk. Is he coming back to WWE?
They've been teasing it similarly to the way they teased Cody Rhodes before last year's WrestleMania.
CM Punk definitely was targeted by the Elite, but he could have went about it a much better way. Seth Rollins wants CM Punk to start something with him.
Let's book his return and sort of what he does up to WrestleMania.
What if CM Punk does return at Survivor Series, but then he gets like beat down and like thrown through a table and he's out indefinitely in the same night of his return? But what if like CM Punk somehow, some way wins the World Heavyweight Championship and is walking into WrestleMania as the champion? Essentially what I'm saying for WrestleMania, it's Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes 2, and then I would want LA Knight versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Invincibles podcast with your co-hosts. You know who we are, Zan and Ollie. Let's get into today, bro. It's the day after Fastlane. We're super excited about what happened, but let's just get into the news that everybody's been talking about, which is CM Punk. Is he coming back to WWE?
It seems pretty certain, doesn't it? Like they've been teasing it similarly to the way they teased Cody Rhodes before last year's WrestleMania. So little lines, little quotes and stuff like the Corey Graves line on SmackDown. The greatest trick the devil pulled was convincing the world didn't exist. That obviously, like that is one of CM Punk's most iconic lines. So, everyone's talking about it. Survivor Series is in Chicago. He said 2 months out from the Survivor Series, I'm free for the next 2 months. So he's coming back. But is it a right decision?
So is it the right decision? Yeah. Yes. What? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, because it's like, listen, AEW in a lot of ways did benefit or does actively benefit the whole wrestling market and the whole wrestling industry, because one, wrestling is back into the eyes of like the mainstream pop culture, at least in America. On ESPN, WWE and AEW is featured frequently. Charles Barkley and Shaq, NBA legends, Shaq. They were talking about teaming up with Cody Rhodes against Jade Cargill, during the Jade Cargill, Shaq, and Cody angle at AEW during like COVID era. So you were having AEW and WWE's arms race, so to speak, pop culture arms race in terms of which celebrity is going to mention which company and which star. That was frequently happening a ton. And if you look at a lot of like the culture behind the wrestling, or the commentary around the wrestling products, AEW was really capitalizing on a lot of the missteps that WWE was doing in light of Vince's run during that COVID era, especially, right? So when you look at letting Rusev go and not capitalizing on Rusev Day, what Vince did with Toni Storm, that she was gonna retire. That's how bad her time in WWE was.
And now she's like having the run of her career.
Right.
Like she's phenomenal right now.
Yeah, you look at how he didn't understand the Bray Wyatt character, right? He was gonna go to AEW for a long time until Tripp came in back in power. You look at especially how Vince handled what's his face, Aleister Black. You know what I mean? He was wasted. He hit Big E in the face, potentially had a feud, costing him the Intercontinental title, and then the next day he's released by WWE. And now he's Malachi Black in AEW. There was just a lot of missteps that WWE was doing, creative angles that WWE was doing. So, for example, Bobby Lashley having a love angle with Lana. There's just a lot of stuff that Vince was doing, shoving Roman down our throats and not as an interesting character, So that's one. Unrelated, but like a Vince mistake I'll never forgive was when Rey Mysterio won the WWE title and then he fed Rey to John Cena the same day. I remember as a kid, I was like, wow, that just I don't know. But Vince was very notorious and it's my way or highway. I don't care if it's bad booking, whatever. Triple H came in power, and now AEW and WWE are legitimately having a bidding war, so to speak, because AEW is not just cashing in on WWE being lazy. Now WWE, with their resources and with their influence on pop culture, are now actually trying. Versus AEW doesn't even have that the cachet and the pull that WWE has. So now it's like, okay, now it's really Monday Night War, so to speak. Like, especially what NXT is doing on Tuesday, on Tony Khan's birthday. You got Undertaker, John Cena, Paul Heyman. You got a title
Cody
defense,
Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes. Jay Uso might be there potentially. Judgment Day might pop up. Like, you have like an Avengers All-Star level cast showing up on NXT to completely blow out NXT out of the water when they're still doing that, because with Edge or Adam Copeland, excuse me, going to AEW, they still didn't beat NXT and viewership.
Yeah.
And NXT is the developmental brand, and AEW was championing beating NXT for a long, long time. That's where the clip of Triple H saying, "You beat our developmental brand. Congratulations," on that Ariel Helwani show. That's where that came from. And now the tables have turned. So to answer your question, CM Punk, is it good he's coming back? Yeah, because from a bidding wars perspective, yeah, now it's like AEW. How are you gonna beat the long awaited return of CM Punk in where WWE, where all this drama began? You know what I mean? Now how do you even reach that? And I argue the only way AEW can do that is through quality, good storytelling. That's the only way you can get people to actually show up to your shows. And when they're not showing up, when you have mass amounts of empty, seats in your arena, you know what I mean? Like, you saw a clip on Twitter, and John Moxley bleeding all the goddamn time is not going to help. It's just not going to help.
And getting dropped on his head.
Yeah, AEW is just, it's very edgy and niche versus WWE is like, if you're good in WWE, you're going to get a movie role.
That's why Jade Cargill's gone there, because she's going to be a superstar.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it is. It's AEW has the pull and the resources to actually make your career. And because of AEW, now they're forced to kind of treat wrestlers better and actually bid on them. Jade Cargill wouldn't have been where she is now if it wasn't for AEW. So when both companies succeed with good storytelling, both products are better. That's the only way for AEW to kind of come back from CM Punk going to WWE. But to answer your question, should he go back? From a business perspective, yeah. From a personal perspective, he can't be allowed in the title picture.
Yeah, I think if he's involved in title picture, it should be a feud with Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title, but he has to lose. Because I would love to see that with the things Seth has said about him recently. But if he does go back, he's got to mend a lot of fences. Apparently with Roman Reigns is, he's got to fix some issues with him being a big one. But like, the thing is, I'm not quite sure if CM Punk has that in him, or maybe he doesn't have it in him to do it genuinely, but he's selfish enough that he wants to be a superstar again. He wants to be, everyone's center of attention, and he'll be willing just to say sorry, just to get the move back, if you know what I mean, without actually meaning it.
So does he hate Tony Khan as much as he hated Triple H and Vince McMahon back in the day? Because you forget they sent him the termination of his employment on his wedding day, and they said, "Oh, it was a miscommunication." Like, what could he have done to piss CM Punk off so badly to want him to go back to the company that made him wrestle when he had MRSA on his back?
I don't think it's Tony Khan he's got the problem with, really, because I think Tony Khan tried to keep him happy. He let him be on Collision. It took the absolute worst thing to happen for him to be fired. But I think he's doing it because of the Elite, because apparently, they had a meeting set up. Tony Khan set up a meeting between between CM Punk and the Elite to sort out their issues, and the Elite just cancelled. So, and CM Punk was willing to meet with them. So, I think he's more doing it to get back at them. I think obviously we don't know the inside, what's been going on inside there too much. We know a bit, but we don't know what the conversations were. I think his issues are more with the Elite and people like that, and they're obviously, it's all Elite wrestling there, the figurehead. So I think he'll be doing it in a way to sort of get back at them. And I don't think he could resist the pop that he'll get in Chicago.
But like, my thing is like, when he was in Chicago, at moments MJF was getting more pops than CM Punk, and I know that's just because of storyline in company, like branding. I get all of that, and I'm not out here saying a CM Punk return would not break the internet. Like, to give an analogy, it would be WWE's No Way Home moment. It would be their Otto
Yeah.
Octavius Hello Peter moment. Like, CM Punk returning would do that for WWE. It would be the biggest return in recent history. And I think that my bigger issues with CM Punk is the fact that it's like Triple H said in that promo, and a lot of those promos I think blurred the lines between professionalism and what they actually thought of each other backstage. He said you only want to be a martyr when it benefits you, when you are the face of the martyr, when you are the face of quote unquote change, when you are quote the face of the underdog, then you have no problem being a martyr. But if you're not getting that shine and spotlight, you don't like that. And you're no different than me and you. The difference is I'll just say that to your face. You won't. You look at CM Punk, I do feel like AEW disrespected him, sure, but also you're the veteran. You know what I mean? Like, you still got to show them who you are. You have to show
Yeah.
them your professionalism. You have to lead by example. And CM Punk, getting mad because Jack Perry said this is real glass, cry about it, and then he tried to fight him and beat him up. Like, come on, dude. Going at Tony Khan, the guy who pays your bills, like, and I'm never here defending the rich billionaires, but come on, man, he's the reason why you're even competing against WWE at the time and why you're going back. This guy
Yeah.
literally made a new show just for you. Just for you. You know what I mean? And you're gonna try to attack him to the point where Samoa Joe has to get involved. Hangman Adam Page, that whole media scrum. I mean, CM Punk definitely was targeted by the elite, but he could have went about it a much better way. And
Oh yeah, that's true.
his just drama with Jack Perry and fighting him over, it's essentially an old man being mad that the younger generation didn't follow his advice. There is a
He's
level
gonna
of
have to grow up a lot if he goes back to WWE, because I think a source told, I can't remember exactly who it was, probably Fightful or something like that. A wrestler in WWE apparently told them that if CM Punk tried something like that, he'd get his shit rocked, basically.
Yeah, that's Seth
I'm
Rollins.
pretty sure that was Seth Rollins who
That
said,
was
yeah,
Seth Rollins.
it's got to be Seth Rollins.
He called man a cancer on live TV. It's Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins wants CM Punk to start something with him. He wants that, dude. I'm telling you that.
So we've mentioned a bit about, I've mentioned that I'd like to see him versus Seth Rollins. Should we each book our ideal? Say, let's book his return and sort of what he does up to WrestleMania.
I think firstly, if CM Punk was to return, there needs to be like this guarantee that he's not going to be unprofessional behind the scenes. I'm not trying to see CM Punk mess with Austin Theory or Grayson Waller's career because they're younger. I'm not trying to see CM Punk trash on the NXT product. He has to be on a leash, so to speak. And he's not coming back. I strongly believe he's not coming back unless Roman Reigns is okay with that. Simply because
they've said he needs to mend fences with him.
Yeah, he has to mend fences with a lot of those people. I don't think he has to mend fences with Vince. I think with Triple H, yeah, there is an element of, okay, let's work together here. Vince did treat him wrongly. I don't think he should apologize. But he's got to mend some fences, and I just don't. He was given his own title on his own show, and he fumbled the bag. He does not deserve a WWE title picture, and the whole reason why he left WWE was because he wasn't main eventing as the champion or winning as the champion in the main event of WrestleMania. He felt like he deserved it. He wasn't getting it. If he's coming back, he needs to understand that reality is not going to change. You know what I mean? I just don't see CM Punk winning a title and being professional enough to hold it. Maybe Triple H sees something different. I think it would get a huge amount of clicks. I think it would blow AEW out the water if he won the championship, but I wouldn't give it to him. How I would book it, he returns at Survivor Series as the 5th competitor. So it's like Judgment Day.
Also, you go in War Games or in traditional Survivor Series match?
No, I think the War Games would be the main event, right?
Well, I mean, like, Are they doing War Games? Or are they doing 5-on-5 traditional elimination match?
I think they're doing a War Games.
Okay.
Because I liked what they did last time. I think
Yeah.
the greatest Survivor Series one was where it was like Keith Lee and Roman Reigns in the final two for NXT.
Oh, the one where NXT won Survivor Series.
Yeah. I thought
That
that
was
was
cool. Walter got like badly done to in that match, though.
Claymore and then done with. So I guess
Yeah.
it's kind of fitting that now he buried Drew. but
Yeah.
but no, I think what I would do the War Games match, and then so you would have LA Knight, John Cena. Well, no, I can't do this because John Cena is going to be back in Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so we can't even do this. Never mind. I would do a traditional 5-on-5 elimination match, and I would have CM Punk in that match. So I would have Bloodline and Judgment Day. So I wouldn't change that. I would have Damian Priest, Austin Theory, Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and then I would have Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso. So how much is that? 1, 2,
6.
yeah, okay. So then from the face side, I would have LA Knight, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, either Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens, and then the 6 I would have CM Punk.
Okay.
And
I'd do kind of similar, but I don't know if maybe JD and Finnegan might leave the Judgment Day. Because JD went to hit Thingy with the briefcase and accidentally hit Damien.
yeah.
So I don't know if they might kick him out and then Finn follows him. But so how would you? So Punk would come out last, would he? Would he come out? The waiting for the final member to come out and then his music hits like Kevin Owens did.
Yeah. But that would only be my second choice. My preferred choice for CM Punk returning is at the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
That is at the Royal Rumble. I mean, I know it's in Chicago and it would be for a pop, but also, like, does that serve the story? Does CM Punk dropping in right now and does it serve the story? And I don't think there is anything in this current storylines that WWE is making for a Survivor Series CM Punk appearance to make sense, unless it is literally like the Bray Wyatt Extreme Rules thing where it's like just at the end of the show, hey, before you guys go, here's this, boom. Then maybe.
I think a cool way to do it would be, he comes back like that, gets him, takes part in the match, and then at the end, they're all celebrating. Then everyone goes to leave the cage. Seth Rollins is behind him. He closes the door and attacks Seth Rollins to set up the first feud. Obviously, he shouldn't win that feud, but I think that could be a cool way if you're going to do that to set up the feud. If he comes back at Survivor Series.
Here's a way. What if, and this would get so much heat and so much cheers in one night, what if CM Punk does return at Survivor Series, but then he gets like beat down and like thrown through a table and he's out indefinitely in the same night of his return? Then whoever that is,
love it. I'd love it.
Whoever that is, a Bloodline or Judgment Day, I think I would have the Judgment Day attack CM Punk. Simply because I really want them to build up Bloodline versus Cody or LA Knight, who I think Cody is probably the better fit for Philadelphia. But goddamn, right now I'm really on the movement, and LA Knight I wouldn't be mad if LA Knight beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. But is there a long-term story? I don't think so. There is one with Cody. So
I still think Cody's the one to finish the story.
Yeah.
But also, him and Jey Uso are the best tag team of all time.
Yeah. Oh,
that press conference last night.
Yeah, dude. Like they were turned. They were drunk. They were turned. I just thought of something. What if you use WrestleMania to capitalize on 2 stars, Cody and LA Knight? So what if Cody finishes the story, beats Roman, and he has the title? But what if like CM Punk somehow, some way wins the World Heavyweight Championship and is walking into WrestleMania as the champion? Okay, so
Yeah.
I it might be crazy, but what if CM Punk steals Damian Priest's contract and cashes in himself?
Or what if he wins a Rumble?
Yeah, he wins the Rumble. But I want CM Punk to.
I did think I was originally saying that Gunther should win the Rumble this year, but I don't see him dropping the Intercontinental title anytime soon. So
Yeah.
let him hold that for another year and have him win the 2025 Rumble and have LA Knight win this one.
Yes, and so, but I would want. So essentially, what I'm saying for WrestleMania, it's Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes 2, and then I would want LA Knight versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
That is a way you elevate the World Heavyweight Championship from a secondary tier prize, which it kind of is, but at least in presentation and feel. Like the World Heavyweight Championship doesn't close out Monday Night Raw, so I don't feel that much importance with the title. But I mean, after last night's match at Fastlane, for sure. But I think like
I think if you're giving him if he's going to be involved in the title picture at WrestleMania, that's the way to do it. Have him be the champion headed in and lose it to someone like LA Knight.
yeah, that's what it needs. So maybe CM Punk returns at Survivor Series, wins the World Heavyweight Championship at the Royal Rumble, walks in to WrestleMania as the champion, and then you have LA Knight win the World Heavyweight Championship in Philadelphia. You have Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That would be one of the biggest WrestleManias ever, dude. That would be such a huge. That's how I would book CM Punk's return. Book it to where he wins the World Heavyweight title at Mania. You know what I'm saying? Maybe is very heelish when he defeats Seth. He's like, nobody can touch me.
At the Rumble.
Yeah. He destroyed Seth at the Rumble, and then who wins the Royal Rumble? L.A. Knight. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I just went to doing it, knocked over me, Mike. L.A. Knight.
Hey, Knight. Yeah. Like, dude,
Yeah.
I love watching his wrestling matches. I get such a huge smile. And have L.A.
Yeah.
Knight be the World Heavyweight Champion. Don't waste his momentum with the Roman Reigns feud. That's going to kill his momentum because we know he's not going to win. Cody's going to finish that story. But since the Judgment Day and the Bloodline are there, they're kind of seeing if LA Knight can kind of match that star power, and he absolutely is. So give him a program with CM Punk. CM Punk versus LA Knight.
The only little problem is, what do you do with the Money in the Bank briefcase? Like, does he wait till after WrestleMania?
So when does the contract expire?
The following year, so Money in the Bank the next year.
Okay, so
there'll be like 2 months after WrestleMania.
So I still think Damian Priest winning the briefcase was bad. It was just a bad decision because he doesn't fit in anything. They should have had a Finn winning the World Heavyweight title and then a program with him and Damian, but like,
well, what I think they could do with it, what I think they could do is have Finn, like, prepared, I'm about to go on a bit of a fancy booking tangent, but
okay.
I think Finn is going to cash in the Money in the Bank. Okay. So you know how they switch the briefcases?
Yeah.
You saw them for the first time ever. Actually, you saw them holding the contract inside the briefcase. You saw them swap the contract from the green briefcase to the purple Senior Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yeah.
I think Damian Priest is going to cash in with the purple briefcase on Seth Rollins, win the title. Then Finn comes out. This is after Finn has been kicked out the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
Finn comes out with the green briefcase, and he's like, "Oh no, my friend, you've not cashed in there."
Okay.
In that Irish accent, and then everyone's gonna be like, "What?" And then Finn's gonna open the green briefcase, have the contract, and then Damien's gonna look at his purple briefcase, open it, and it's empty. Finn's gonna come, JD's gonna take out JD McDonough's gonna take out Damien. Finn's gonna, just batter people with his briefcase, pin Seth, becomes a champion.
So then
that's how I do. Or pins whoever's a champion becomes, if it's LA Knight by then.
So JD McDonough plays a huge role in screwing Damian Priest. That's the end result.
JD McDonough and Finn sort of have gone on their own separate thing, and then Finn's the champion.
Okay, I could.
Yeah,
I like that. And then LA Knight versus. But see, he already beat Finn Balor at the Bray Wyatt SmackDown episode. Who's to say you can't beat?
well, maybe he beats Seth then, and then LA Knight beats Finn, or I don't know. Get the title on LA Knight by WrestleMania. That's all.
LA Knight has to have the title. Yeah, he has to have the title. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Oh, what if CM Punk joins the Judgment Day?
Oh, I don't know. I don't want him. I don't want him in a team. I just want everyone to hate him. And he tries. Oh, this is how I'd book his return. Okay, I've got it. Because there's a lot of faction stuff going on in WWE at the moment, isn't there?
Mhm.
Like Triple H loves his factions. CM Punk turns up. At the end of Survivor Series, Finn Balor's kicked out the Judgment Day because he cost them the War Games. Then you hear CM Punk comes out, tries to join the Judgment Day. They batter him, and then because everyone hates him so much, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso and Seth Rollins join in and just start battering him. And then SmackDown the next week, the Bloodline are all out there.
Mhm.
Roman Reigns in the ring. CM Punk comes out, asks to join the Bloodline. They all start battering him because they all hate him. Next Monday on Raw, Alpha Academy are in the ring. CM Punk's music hits. He tries to join Alpha Academy. He loves Master Chad Gable. They start battering him because they hate him.
The CM Punk humiliation tour.
Then later that night, the Viking Raiders are in the ring. CM Punk comes out all battered, but he's got a little Viking hat on. Oh. They start beating him up because they hate him as well.
What happens
Tuesday night? He goes down to NXT. He puts on an Italian New York accent and tries joining Stax and Tony D. And then they start beating him up. Yeah. And then he quits.
Oh my god. No, that's not. I think
that happens with every faction in WWE until he finishes.
So CM Punk do not return. No, man, I want it would be interesting to see a CM Punk Drew McIntyre feud. Maybe Drew's tired of somebody else coming back and taking his spotlight, and he goes fully heel and destroys CM Punk.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Like Drew McIntyre snaps turns on the Royal Rumble and mauls CM Punk or something like that.
Drew McIntyre could be, say CM Punk has the World Heavyweight title, loses it to LA Knight at WrestleMania after LA Knight won the Rumble. Have Punk versus Drew after WrestleMania as a big feud, Drew being fuming with him, you got all these chances. I came back, I've been here, I've worked my arse off. I've worked my arse off for the last 6 years in this company. I've had one title shot at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Another perfect accent.
Got him down.
Then, you do Drew versus Punk at SummerSlam, which would be, massive.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I am excited. Even though it's been chaos, Punk in AEW past year, it's been absolute chaos. It's been terrible. He's,
he did them dirty.
Yeah. It's the thought of him back in WWE is very exciting.
It's like WWE's back, bro. From 2012, whenever, it feels fresh.
Mm-hmm. But another, you said you'd prefer him to appear at the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Even before he left AEW, I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but I think I remember saying it to you. This Rumble is 10 years since he left.
Yeah.
So, and he entered that Rumble at number 1. Maybe you just have him come out at number 1 in this Rumble, and it's like, holy shit, CM Punk's back.
Or would you have him at 30? You have him at 30.
Maybe 30 for the pop, because there's no surprises at 30 anymore, is there?
Yeah, no, not really. I think they kind of stopped the surprises with the. You remember when Daniel Bryan and whenever it was 2014? No, 20. I don't know. With the Authority era.
2014. It was, wasn't it? And Rey Mysterio.
And they booed him so bad.
It's the only time Mysterio's ever got booed.
Yeah. So they probably won't do that again. I don't know. I think Well, I think number one thing is they need to figure out how they want to use CM Punk and how long is he actually going to be here, and then is he going to be mid card? Is he going to be main event? Like, how are they going to use him?
Yeah.
I don't see a story with CM Punk right now that is in the main event. I just don't see in the title picture anyway. I think it would be cool to see an LA Knight versus CM Punk at WrestleMania. That's a huge match. Make that happen. But to make that end result happen, you would have to nix so much of the current story angles right now. Like, I think the way WWE is angling it, it's inevitable we're getting an LA Knight Roman Reigns feud. I just don't see that beneficial for LA
I think
Knight.
maybe they'll do that at Crown Jewel,
And it's
maybe.
just not beneficial because he's not going to win. It's going to be a screwy finish, or Roman beats him clean, and that hurts LA Knight. So
I think it could be beneficial in a way if, like, you know, he comes really close to beating him, like everyone has recently against Roman Reigns.
Mhm.
But, you know, I think maybe that could elevate him. You know, if he goes toe to toe with Roman, just like maybe just to test, can he go toe to toe with someone like that?
Maybe, but like LA Knight hasn't won a title. Him to lose his first title opportunity is not a good look.
That's true.
So it's like, but then again, that happened to Cody, his first title opportunity ever since the return he lost. So, and then if I do feel like there is an element they have to finish the Roman Reigns story at this WrestleMania. You can't keep it going on. It has to end in Philadelphia.
It's got to be done now.
It has.
And we might be there.
Yeah, me and you. Yeah, bro. Yeah, me and you are going to WrestleMania. Hopefully, knocking on wood. But if that happens, dude, and hopefully I have a man bun by then. Probably not. But I think regardless, we like the Judgment Day could have been a lot more menacing and a lot more intimidating if the Bloodline wasn't there, and the Bloodline story has gone on for far too long. They're like Sheamus said, they are taking opportunities, unfortunately. So I do think like LA Knight. If LA Knight finishes the story against Roman, I think that's huge, and that's the birth of a massive megastar. Everybody's gonna, whose game this is. LA Knight. If you have Cody, there's more of that movie ending, that long-term ending, right?
Yeah.
I just don't know what they do, but I think regardless, what needs to happen this WrestleMania is both Cody and LA Knight have the biggest nights of their careers. They should be the birth of two massive baby faces. You can't waste this. You can't waste LA Knight's organic run. You can't waste Cody Rhodes' ability to stay at the top despite losing at WrestleMania with the rubber chicken in the crowd. You can't waste this.
That's so funny, that.
No, you can't waste this. You can't waste this. So I really do think you have LA Knight win the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't care how they do it. All they have to do is do it. And you have Cody finish the story. That's how you do it. And have Jay versus Jimmy. Boom.
They're setting up for that already, aren't they? With Jay and Cody being the tag team champions, they can appear on either show. They're going to be on SmackDown. They're setting up for that.
Jade Cargill has to win the World Championship. Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. Boom.
Oh, that would be such a good match.
Yeah.
Hope they just beat the shit out of each other, just like absolutely, like two absolute beasts, like the best female wrestlers I'd say in the world in terms of their like physicality and like they're just ripped, aren't they? So.
Or if Jade isn't there yet in the ring, because Rhea, she's 24, but she's also one of the greatest wrestlers in the world. She's probably a lot better at wrestling right now than Jade is, and that's no disrespect.
Jade hasn't had a match over 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I don't think.
Rhea is that person. So I think if she's not ready for a Rhea Ripley match, have honestly Nia Jax versus Jade Cargill, last woman standing match.
Oh, I don't know. I don't want to risk Jade Cargill's career getting cut short so soon.
Dude, but if anybody could do it, it's Jade. If anybody could do it, it's Jade. You know,
I'd like to see like Jade versus Becky, maybe. I think maybe that could work for the NXT title. Also, by the way, I just want to touch on NXT No Mercy from last weekend. That's my favorite WWE show of the year.
Okay.
Besides maybe night one of WrestleMania.
Yeah, I still think
Oh, have you watched it? Have you watched No Mercy?
Yeah.
It so good. Like they're the current crop of NXT. NXT's not, it's not the black and gold era anymore, but it's the perfect blend of black and gold and what sort of the main WWE product. They're turning athletes into superstars, and it's working.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
Tiffany Stratton has wrestled for 2 years, and she is maybe one of the best wrestlers they've got right now,
yeah.
like
And
in the entire company.
I love her moonsault. I love her
Yeah,
moonsault,
and
dude.
the what's it called where she does the cartwheel, then the flip, and then the jumping elbow.
Yeah,
Nobody in the world makes that move look good ever. Charlotte Flair does something similar with a clothesline. It looks terrible.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Tiffany Stratton makes that move look phenomenal.
yeah.
I knew she was amazing, but that match with Becky Lynch made me think, wow, she's the next big thing. And then Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
I'm a huge Dragunov fan. That match with Volta, the empty arena match, that is my favorite WWE match of all time.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it's brutal. I absolutely love it. And him and Carmelo just beat the shit out of each other. Carmelo is, he's going to be a superstar in the main roster very soon. And then Dragunov is going to be the one to beat Gunther, but that's another story. But yeah, I just had to touch on NXT for a second there because that show was amazing. If you haven't watched it, anyone watching it, if you haven't watched NXT No Mercy, go watch it. Best NXT show of the year.
Trick Williams
Top
has to
3
join.
WWE show of the year.
Trick Williams has to join Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. I know we got reports that Odyssey Jones is going to do that, but Trick Williams, man, he's that person. He's him.
Yeah, his whole presentation right now he's on his own, his theme music and everything, and bad trick,
like,
bad trick.
yeah, it's so catchy. I just thought of a way we could incorporate all the storylines. So what if you had, LA Knight versus whoever the world heavyweight champion is, and LA Knight wins, and then Damian Priest cashes in on LA Knight, and then he wins at WrestleMania.
Oh,
Because you have to
the
use the
fans
Judgment Day.
in the stadium would hate that.
But that's how you don't waste LA Knight's momentum. He wins it at the big stage. He screwed an unfair situation. You have LA Knight versus the Judgment Day. Like, I don't know. You have to get rid of the briefcase. Right now, WWE has a lot of fantastic characters and story angles, but not a real cohesive way of getting them all to fit into the road to WrestleMania. And I know it's way too early right now, but I don't know. I just don't really see what is happening.
I've got faith in them. I think because I think they built. They've. An example is they signed Carlito 2 months ago. I haven't had anything to do for him. Then they've slowly built up the Street Profits and Bobby versus LWO. Then just they needed someone to help out, and then he came out. So I think I've got. I know it's tough saying it because they fuck you over so much, but like I think they're gonna. I've got faith that the storylines are gonna play out well because there's little seeds there that are building up, and if they just follow it through, yeah.
This is the most hopeful I've been of WWE. Like, I remember the night after WrestleMania, how mad I was. I'm like, I'm done, man. So
you can watch how mad he was at youtube.com/The Invincibles/live, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get the actual link up now.
I was pissed, dude. I think, hey, that's testament for WWE for really turning it around. And
you cancelled your WWE Network subscription.
Yeah, I did. I still don't have it, but
Oh really?
No, I just watch everything.
Peacock subscription for you over there, isn't it?
Yeah. But
so to see Zan's views on WWE post WrestleMania, go to www.youtube.com/live/Invincibles. I think something like that. Anyway, just go to our YouTube channel and click the live section.
Yeah, and so I'm excited. I just hope whatever they do going forward, they don't waste Cody's momentum. They don't waste LA Knight's momentum. Both of them have to come out of WrestleMania as champions. That's just my end result. Watching all of this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else wrestling related you want to touch on?
I guess just more of like, who do you think is coming from AEW to WWE next? I think it's got to be Ricky.
I was about to say that's gonna be Ricky Starks. Have you seen him and Big Bill are the new tag team champions?
Yeah.
What? I haven't watched Collision yet, so I don't know if I heard the match was like 5 minutes. I don't know if
I didn't
there's
watch
been
it.
an injury to one of them and they had to just do a title change. But
I don't know. I didn't.
what the hell? Why didn't you have Adam Cole and MJF beat them for the titles in a month or so ago?
Bad booking. Bad booking.
Yeah,
That's honestly what it is.
it's meant to just beat them in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, Ricky Starks. There's been rumours of it. His contract is meant to be up
Wardlow as well.
soon. Oh, well, though I think he would benefit from being in WWE.
Yeah.
Oh, also, there's another one that we haven't even spoke about yet. Who's already made the switch? Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah, him. Yeah,
He
those
could be
vignettes.
a star in WWE if they use him right.
Mm-hmm.
So have a look when Ricky Starks' contract expires. Go on.
Has AEW become the developmental brand?
Oh, don't say that on air. You'll have people coming for you.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, they couldn't even sell out with Edge going to AEW.
I believe the Edge stuff's got to be good. I do have faith the Edge stuff's got to be really good. I just the stories they can tell with him and Christian, I think they're going to be fantastic.
He's going to bring up his father, isn't he, Christian? He's going to bring up his father.
I heard your mother was a single mother.
Yeah.
Did you see what they did on the pre-show for Wrestle Dream with Antonio Inoki's family?
Yeah, and then they cut to Christian Cage.
And then Tony Khan knocked over a photo of Antonio Inoki.
Oh my God. That's great character work.
Come on.
That is great character work. I love it. That is great character
work. WWE's are on Ricky Starks when his contract expires. Summer of 2024, I think it says.
Okay.
I don't know if that's right.
And then MJF is 2024 as well.
Yeah, the bidding war. I've got a feeling maybe MJF's already signed an extension and he's just saying that for fun because it seems like something he'd do.
Maybe.
I think there's more for him to do in AEW. I think, but I think he's going to end up in WWE at some point. I think he's built for it.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him versus Seth Rollins. I'd love to him versus The Miz would be funny because when The Miz, gets the opportunity to, he can be an absolute superstar.
Yeah.
Like him versus LA Knight on the mic was brilliant. So when he's given the opportunity, he can.
Yeah, I agree with that. A lot of good stuff, man. Wrestling is in a great place right now. Much better than it was during the COVID era, that's for sure. But,
yeah.
That's dude, all of these flies. But Ollie, do you have anything else before we wrap up here?
Do I have anything else? The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he did not exist.
CM Punk's returning. Yeah, man, he is. He is returning.
Also, a couple of weeks we're gonna have a bumper Spider-Man type episode. I expect after we've played the game. So
I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna play that game non-stop so we can get that spoiler episode to you guys as fast as possible. Because the number one thing we know in the internet hits, you play something, you watch something. You're not trying to see a general review. You want to talk the deep details. So we'll have the deep details for you guys. Oh man.
Yeah.
What everybody on the internet saying that what if you play as Venom during the boss fight? What if you play as Venom? I think that might actually happen. That way you can play a little bit as Venom from a story-wide perspective. It's like you really feel the impact of the character. You're like, dang, you're hurting Spider-Man and Miles.
Like what happened in the Ultimate Spider-Man game. You got to play as Venom in that against Wolverine, which was insane.
Yeah, if they did that and you're playing as Peter and then you're playing as Miles and then you're playing as Eddie, or whoever Venom is, all against each other, especially if the story revolves around grief and regret and mistakes and doing stuff wrong to people, to having Peter Parker, Miles Morales, and whoever Venom is all trapped in a cycle of vengeance and regret, playing as every single one of those characters thematically makes absolute sense. and gives the audience a taste of what's to come in the future Venom game, if that ever happens.
Oh, that'd be fun.
So that's just my idea.
I'm so excited for that, and I think that episode is going to be very fun to record after we've played that. I'm playing it all weekend as well.
Yeah, I mean, like Tony Todd's performance. Oh my god, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
You know, I still think
we're gonna try and get that episode out as soon as we can after we've played the game. I think
much faster than because Jedi Survivor, I was kind of taking my time, but with this one, I'm not doing any side missions. I'm not doing anything. I'm just doing the main story, and then afterwards we can talk side story stuff.
Yeah.
I'm already saying my prediction for the end of Spider-Man 3 is we're gonna get like an ultimate Goblin. I don't think we're gonna get the classic Goblin. I think it'll be ultimate.
Oh, that'd be so sick because like that version of the Goblin hasn't got enough. He was only in into Spider-Verse for a couple of minutes. Like he hasn't got enough attention sort of outside the comics and the animated shows. So that'd be incredible.
I'm excited, man. It's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, that'll be coming in a few weeks. So we've got to talk Ahsoka. We've got to talk a certain fan
Ryan
project.
Johnson was right. I can't believe I'm saying that. I can't believe I'm saying that. You guys have been long-term viewers. You guys know how much I did not like The Last Jedi. After watching Ahsoka and a lot of this new Disney stuff, Ryan Johnson was trying to stop the MCUification of Star Wars, and I just didn't see it. And we need a whole episode on that.
We need that's too much to go into now, but I'm excited when we talk about that.
But yeah, this has been another awesome episode of The Invincibles. I'm Zen.
I'm Ollie.
And see you guys next time. Take care, guys.